So in a typical cannabinoid receptor-mediated event, you'll have a slowing down of neuromodulating or neuromodulator transmission. And again, back to the release. This is all done. The endocannabinoids are released from the membrane into the extracellular stage. Anyway, so the distribution of the cannabinoid 1 receptors, these are the ones in the brain again. There's high density in the hippocampus, which again leads to the closure of calcium channels, inhibiting GABA release. This is involved in, the hippocampus is involved in memory and spatial navigation. So these sort of effects will be because of the inhibition of GABA release. There's also high density in the cerebellum. Similar opens the potassium channels, which cause the hyperpolarization of the membrane, which close the calcium channels and decrease the release of the neurotransmitter glutamate, which is a very common excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain. Cerebellum is important for motor control, attention, language, regulating some emotional responses like pleasure and pain. So decreased firing of the glutamate, or of the neurotransmitter. And also, it's in several other areas of the brain, which you can look up if you have interest. Cannabinoid 2 receptors, the CB2 receptors, these are of a lot of interest to pharmaceutical development right now. Obviously, just because they are found in many immune responses in immune cells, activated by inflammation or aggression. There's also been some evidence that the cannabinoid 2 receptors are involved in analgesic effects. That's pain-killing effects, and it's been shown in several models, animal models. It's very common in immune cells, for the macrophages, T cells, B cells, all that good immune system stuff. Yes, Evan?
What are natural killer cells?
Natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are cells that are designed to remove other cells from the body through cytotoxicity. It creates a lot of reactive oxygen species around it, I believe, and effectively, it destroys the cell. And its effects are triggered by signaling done through other types of immune cells. Within the brain, the CB2 are also found, especially in the microglia cell migration. So whenever you have, or your central nervous system has its own immune system that is separate in activity from the rest of your body's immune system, there's always some level of activity there. It's sort of a super protected organ within the body. And so when you have an infection or some sort of inflammation, this will cause the expression of the CB2, which does not appear in the healthy brain or in other healthy tissue, as you'll see. It's been demonstrated in pulmonary endothelial tissue, as well as bones, and bone development, and gastrointestinal receptor walls. I think these are mainly when there is a pathogenic pathology, I guess, acting upon those systems. Spermatogonia, or sorry, But you've heard that marijuana lowers sperm counts, probably through some mechanism here.
These are simply the precursor cells.
Precursor, yeah.
Precursor cells as well.
Oh, so yeah, I suppose it might be the inhibiting effects of the cannabinoids could just slow the development. Again, yeah, these are more precursor cells. Cirrhotic liver, absent in the normal liver. It's been known or shown that cardiac muscles or cardiomyocytes have sort of a protection against hypoxic damage through action of the CD2 receptor. Basically, I just wanted to let people know that cannabis affects the entire body, not just the brain. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, you know that thing about marijuana lowering sperm counts?
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone ever tried to produce male birth control using that mechanism?
I have not seen it in my literature review, but it's an interesting point of study. Bill?
Or I guess when you're looking at the CB1 receptors in the brain, or it looked like depending on the location of the receptor, it was. So I guess in one part of the brain, the alpha subunit from the G protein had the effect, and the other part of the brain was the beta gamma subunits.
Yes.
So I guess is it like the same G protein? Or?
I think there's a variation in the distribution of the G proteins that are associated with the receptor. It's true, but like this could be also the gamma beta subunits have a particular set of actions that they're capable of, including, I guess, ion channel regulation. The alpha subunits affects more adenylyl cyclase and various
I was just
enzymes.
wondering like how different,
How
why
different
more
is-
effect, or like why one causes the effect in one part of the brain and the other causes the effect in the other part of the brain.
Which effect are you talking about? Are you talking about the release? Like these things?
Basically, it just says like in the hippocampus, it's the beta gamma subunits.
Oh yeah.
I guess are having an effect in them.
Okay. If we look at okay, so the alpha subunit can activate protein kinases, which you're gonna have to talk to me after,
Yeah.
just because I can't think about it. I need to look at my diagram. Yes.
Oh no, just like I think I can. Are you saying like how?
I was just wondering
How are
why-
they different effects when it's the same mechanism?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because like the brain cells, each one has a different molecular profile depending on where they are. So like expression is regulated differently. So
It's like different G protein.
different G proteins would be regulated and complexes.
Yeah, that's good point. This diagram was actually a lot more complex when I found it. It had all sorts of types of things that can couple to any particular G protein or various particular G proteins, and also a large list of effectors down here, with various subunits, alpha subunits. I can show you the full diagram later. It's kind of interesting to look at. Any other questions? All right, let's call up Sam.